Hello and welcome to Weather Legends. I'm meteorologist Rich Von Owen, your host. In today's segment, we sit down with longtime New York City meteorologist Chris Cimino, and meteorologist Pat Pagano will join the conversation as well. This should be fun.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was just
All those years I've known you, I never knew that story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could I do that now? No.
Well, something about that diner. Wasn't that the diner where they shot Goodfellas?
That's
They
correct.
shot scenes from Goodfellas.
Did not know that.
Good
Yeah.
memory, Chris.
Yeah. I gotta put my glasses on for that one. Was I even shaving yet? What?
No, yeah. But Chris, you could tell the folks about maps at that time.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing, I don't know if they can see the machine on the lower right there, and what I'm holding, it was a die fax machine, and it basically was a roll of paper, and it would go through this machine that had a helix on it, and the paper was kind of also was a little moist, right? There was something like it was chemically treated, yeah. And it would take forever just for one map to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And the maps would come out. We had to sort of let them dry a little bit, and really, Pat was also, we were talking pre-show here, but you were the first person that showed me how to analyze these maps, really. And Rich, I have to tell you, he turned it into an art form. I don't know what the highs and lows had like a Gothic lettering. They were these beautiful letters. But on top of that, his ability to analyze these maps so well and so accurately really taught me a lot. I think about the maps. Remember things like, the spectral, the 72 hours. Was a 500 millibar map. That's as far out as anything went.
Yeah.
Aviation model. So there are models that we had back then, and basically the main beast was the LFM, the limited fine mess or limited fine mesh. And it was really a challenge, but you really taught me and anybody that worked under you, how to analyze these maps and understand what the models were pointing to, and also the trends. That's a whole other ball game.
Very
and
important.
we still use that today, and you always used to talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think there was that touch of experience, knowledge, and there's a bit of meteorological hunch sometimes, and that's what I find, particularly in the television side today, and even as Rich alluded to about what you see in social media. This looking at computer output and thinking that's Bible. That's, so let it be written, so let it be said, so let it happen. But it doesn't work that way.
Right.
And there's a little laziness, I find, to interpretation now, the way we used to with the old school maps. That's for sure.
You're 100% right. Everyone shows the animation of the rain. Oh, look at it. I mean, it flies across the screen, so you have to really watch to see when the precip is coming in, coming out. But I totally agree with Chris. There's too much reliance on computer guidance and not enough on experience.
You say if you can name just one of the top one or two weather broadcast experiences while in the New York market.
I would say the first one, certainly, and it was actually my first official weekend at NBC. I filled in as a freelancer in September and October 1995, and then January of 96, the first weekend, if folks remember, that would be the big blizzard from the 6th through the 8th of January. And I was on. That was my first weekend on the air. And I can remember going on Saturday night, and I'm looking at the models, and Saturday morning I was on, and we were like, 6 to 10. And then I'm looking at the models coming in for the 11 o'clock show, and I'm like, this is 15 to 20. And I remember going out there in front of the camera and like forecasting 15 to 20 inch snowfall across just about the entire tri-state area, and a voice in my head going, are you crazy? This doesn't happen very often. And it was one of the most awesome things to experience, and to know that I was part of forecasting one of the biggest snowstorms at that point in history in New York City. The other one I have mixed emotions about was Sandy, was being on the air for Sandy. And the only thing about Sandy that hurts and disappoints me is that we should not have lost as many lives as we did in the New York City area from something like that. I don't know what else we could have done. And I think it was because it was a scenario you could go, well, this is going to happen and the tide's going to be this high and the surge is going to be here. But okay, you can forecast the surge, but what does the surge really do? We never had an example to go, well, when you get a surge like this neighborhood's underwater. These people are going to drown over here if they don't get out. We didn't really know that. All we knew is, well, there's going to be this surge. And I remember the next morning, and then when they started finding out, that we had lost lives, that hurt. But again, it was one of the biggest, by far, weather stories of my career. Anywhere you go as a meteorologist, you're always, looking up, looking around, feeling certain things, and wondering what's causing this exactly. It's cool. It's good. It's a good place to be.
It is, yeah.